the cloud. So this is our masterclass about the pelvic floor. Actually, core, posture, and pelvic floor. Because we don't have pieces of our body like a car. We don't have pieces of our body parts that work independently, not even the car, right? So we need to always, when we think about the shoulder or the neck or the back or the knee, there is a combination of everything they are very close to and in a distance. So the posture interferes in the pelvic floor, and the core interferes directly in the pelvic floor, and the pelvic floor interferes in both. So that's why the class is about this. So what did you get? What's the highlights from the first video and the second video? What did you learn from the top of your head? What's important?
Well, my anatomy that I know is so basic. So that helped, so that I kind of knew when you talk about the pelvic floor or the diaphragm or that, it's like, okay, my positioning or where those parts are in the body are totally different in my mind than where they really are, you know. And so that diagram that showed the muscles actually kind of went, oh, that's where it really is. That's how it works. So it was like I had a little better understanding as to where, because I can never figure out where they are when I'm looking at my body, where those really are and how big they are.
Yeah, they are
I have,
big, huh? They're
yeah,
huge muscles.
yeah, those are, and it's like, oh, okay. But it's like, I just thought it was a little thing, and it was like, okay. And it's like, where is it? Can I, I think I feel it. I think I know where it is, but now I have a little bit better understanding
Nice.
as to where they are. And
Okay.
so yeah, that first video, that kind of gave me a little better perspective of
Mm-hmm.
what it looked like. And
And how about the second video?
for me, the second video even gave me more in depth as to what the diaphragm really, where it is, because I thought it was just a little teeny tiny thing that sat right here under in that curve, but I didn't realize when you breathe that it pushed down and pulled up. I didn't realize
It's
they
a
were really all
dome, right?
connected.
It's a
Yeah,
dome. Yeah.
yeah, but I didn't realize that they were all connected. You see these little pictures, and it's like, okay. It was like, all right, but it gave me better perspective as to what's really going on the inside.
That's why I selected those videos. Short, simple, very informative, and right to the point, right?
Yeah.
For you, Janice, what did you get from the first and second videos?
The first video, it's like, it's like, oh, this is the movement. You don't need to clench your butt. I did not know that. You clench your stomach? She said, don't clench anything but right there. And that is very challenging. It's like, oh. So that was like, oh, okay. I really needed to see it. It's so simple, but I needed it. And then for the second one, honestly, I feel like you've explained it to me better, Katya, with the diaphragm. You kind of, and the abdominal wall and how they all kind of work together, but it's good review. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so huge. I kind of forgot,
Yeah.
So
and the posture too, right? The posture that did you see in the PDF?
the handout. Yeah.
Doubts, right? So the
Yes.
postures, how it interferes, why it's so important to have a good posture, because it interferes in everything, right?
Yeah.
Anything else about the videos, Janice, that you would like to point?
I'm good.
Okay, so it's interesting to see that we have the three parts of that makes a perforation on the pelvic floor, and the three are independent. And the thing is that we use our gluteus muscles that are so strong. They are huge, and there are three big bulky muscles, and if you use them, you inhibit all the other ones, because it gives you the idea false idea that the pelvic floor is working because you feel a contraction, right? It's strong, but it's not there, right? So that's something that it's very important for me that you get the notion. So let me get here my little so now I want to do with you let me just make it smaller here for me. I want to do with you, I want you to close your eyes and do a little bit of intentional silence so we can do together, okay? Very shortly, I want you to do this intentional silence, thinking about your pelvic floor. Not thinking per se, but being connected to your pelvic floor. You breathe in, you breathe out. Try to empty your mind. Just try. If the thoughts come, you just think about this later. Just a couple of minutes. And that when you get this, I want you to start breathing deeper and connecting to the present moment. Connect to the now and nice. Beautiful breathing. Feel your chair, right? Feel the chair. Feel the back if you're touching the back of your chair. Feel your body. Feel your neck. Feel your entire body. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And now I want to keep incorporating what you learned on the first video, the second video. Just to try to make it present. Even if you're not feeling per se, but you have, as Debbie said, the anatomy now is reality, and you can bring to your body that concept of how it really is. How it is really. Breathing in, breathing out. You can do gentle contractions just to make it present to our conversation. So you're really aware of the pelvic floor and the contractions. All right, and you can, little by little, come back. Nice, breathing in, breathing out. And you can open your eyes whenever you are ready, okay? So I wanna welcome back to the conversation, right? This conversation that makes us grow so much, this conversation that really makes us grow as a person, as a group. And I'm so proud of you, all your gains, everything that you've been sharing. It's like it's a playground for me. So I want you get your towel, okay? I want you get your towel. And I want you make a roll of your towel. Just make a roll. Yeah, like a longitudinal, and make a roll on your towel. And you will sit on this towel as a roll, but you sit making the front of the towel facing me and the back facing the back wall. Okay? So you
Oh,
make a roll, not too big roll, just to get your towel like a little, do you know those spaghetti that kids play in the swimming pool? Let's just
noodle.
make it, yeah, just to get it to longitudinal, a little bit smaller, Janice. Just open your towel, get it to longitudinal, and maybe do like the opposite, roll in the opposite direction, so it will be longer. Yeah, it will be longer. So do the opposite. No, the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you mean this.
Yes, yes. You can double, you can fold, but do that. Deb, let me see your towel, please.
I was sitting on it.
Mhm. Yeah. So if you make a little bit smaller and longer, okay?
Smaller and longer.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And if you have any pillow or anything underneath, you
nope,
remove
nope,
and
nothing.
you sit on like a tube. And I want you
Is
sit
this small enough?
comfortably. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
And you sit comfortably on the towel. And now we are doing what we call proprioception. There are some balls. If you are interested in the future, I'll give you the brand. There are sponge balls. They're not too soft. They are not too firm. That I've been experiencing buying different ones until get the right one. That you can really sit and do the exercise when you have a problem. Okay, then we can talk and we can do a work that's specific for the pelvic floor. So now you just sit and just let it connect what you're feeling with what you saw in the videos. And if you feel your pelvic floor, if you go beyond a little bit deeper than what just the skin or sitting on a chair is, but you allow, at least allow your perception, capture, oh, it's impressing, it's pressing, it's pressing something beyond my skin. Okay, so this what I'm feeling now is my pelvic floor. Just go and see if you feel. Let it go the body weight on the towel so you can be really more connected to that. Sometimes you have to rearrange the position of your legs, right? So rearrange the position of your body on the chair. Try to sit on your sit bones, not tilting forward or back. So just be really aware of where you're sitting, what you're sitting, what it is. Okay? Nice. Hmm, very nice. You don't need to share, but you can. You can share the proprioception if you feel, if you don't feel, or you don't need to share. We can just have the experience for you. And if you feel more comfortable, we can talk about this privately. It's up to you. Okay? Anything that the towel is giving to you as a different sensation than sitting on a bench or sitting on your chair.
I feel like
I feel, yeah, go ahead.
I feel like it's easier to isolate those muscles that were shown in the video. It's easier for me to just, if I'm paying attention to them, it's easier to dial it in. All right, Debbie, that was it.
Oh, well, no, I was gonna say I can feel more forward pressure in the front half of like in your pelvis. I feel that pressure from sitting on it versus sitting just on a chair.
Okay.
And you're right, you can feel my glute muscles always want to take over.
We all. Yeah.
And but this sitting on the towel, my glute muscles don't take over as much. I'm, like she said, isolating that one a little bit more. It's still there, but not as strong, you know. It's not
Doesn't take over the
over.
entire experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this does make it a little more perceptive of like, okay, I think that's probably the spot, you know. And you really don't know if you're really on the spot until you sneeze.
Yeah,
and,
it's true. It's true.
and you know, or cough, and that you do, it's like, oh, those exercises, I must have been on the spot.
It's true. It is very true. So now I want you get your, keep sitting on the towel unless it's uncomfortable, okay? And I want you please get your handout.
Okay.
So get your handout, and I want you to see the canister in your handout. So
Okay.
yeah, so I have the handout here on the screen too. So
Mhm.
just to see the cylinder, or how the author says canister, right? It's the diaphragm is on the top, and the abdominal wall, and also the back too, right? Because it's a cylinder, and the pelvic floor. And this is actually the same explanation we have about the core. That's what Joseph Pilates called the core. The top is the diaphragm. It will have the abdominal wall and the back, right? Making the side of this canister. And the pelvic floor is the floor. So we have the ceiling, the floor, and the walls. So that's what it is. And the way you breathe, that's one thing that I want to really pay attention, is that we don't notice these things, but every breath gives a pressure to the pelvic floor. This muscle, even when it's relaxed, it's working. Right? So these muscles, when they relax, they are working. And when they're working. So when we inhale, this position of the diaphragm pushes everything down, and then the pelvic floor needs to go to the opposite. And then when exhale, the diaphragm goes up, and then the pelvic floor pushes up. So it's like flattening and making a concavity and a convexity back and forth all the time, right? And here we have a couple of suggestions how to engage the core that we are familiar, right? So let me just come here and go back to, so what this notion of the canister and the back and what it gives to you?
Well,
Anything new? Anything new?
no, but that's in that video where she was basically explaining that showed how they were really connected, which I didn't realize the up down was affecting this one. I had no notion. It's like
Okay.
it all works.
Yes, they
And
work.
I mean, but I'd never gone that deep into anatomy to know how it all worked, as long as it worked.
Yes. So now I want you lie down, wherever you want to go. And I don't need to look, so you don't need to make too many movements with, but I want you listen to my voice, okay? You don't need to look at me, or I don't need to look what you're doing. And you just
Look
need
at my
to
dog.
listen to my voice. I want you to lie on your back, and you will be with your legs bent. Take your time, take your time. You just, hi, Daisy. Hi, Daisy. So you lie on your back and you bend your knees. Put your feet flat on the floor. Can you hear me well? I need to speak louder.
Yep. Nope, I'm good.
Yeah? Okay. So I want you just breathing in, breathing out. And I want you put your hands on your navel. You'll be this way. You put your thumbs on your navel, and the tips of your fingers will be on your pubic bone. So there is a triangle right in the front of your hands with your index and your thumb. There is a triangle that will be kind of in your belly, your lower belly. I'll say it again. The thumbs will be touching the navel-ish, okay? In the direction of the navel. And the heels of your hand will be on the bones, in the direction of the bones of your hip. And your fingertips will be touching or up or in the area of your pubic bone. Can you do that?
Yes.
Yes. So when your hand is flat, your thumbs and your fingertips are in the same surface aligned, you are in neutral pelvis. This is the neutral. You will feel a little curvature in your back, little. Your back's not flat and your back is not hyper curved. You feel a little natural, neutral, that's the terminology, back arch. And your abdomen and your pelvic floor will be relaxed. And your diaphragm, per se, when we bend your knees, you relax all the back parts of the diaphragm. So when you are in neutral position, in this position, everything flows very well. And this is the best, lying down on your back is the best way for you to experience that. Now you can keep your hands or not. And I want you, please, stay lying down and I want you breathe deeply. Inhale, knowing that when you inhale, your diaphragm pushes down, all your organs are pressing against your pelvic floor. So your pelvic floor needs to go and do the opposite movement. The diaphragm pushes down and the organs go pressing the pelvic floor, and the pelvic floor needs to give and bulge down. And when you exhale, the diaphragm that's big and its movement really makes difference of pressure inside of your abdomen and your chest. And when the diaphragm pulls up, you are exhaling, the pelvic floor bulges upwards and pushes the diaphragm pushes the organs up. Of course, you don't need to be thinking about this every breath, but you know that there is a complex participation of all this, plus the muscles of the back, plus the abdominal muscles, plus your spine, plus your thighs, and everything else is participating somehow this movement every breath you take. So in order for you to have a full connection of your core, and you've been Pilates clients, practitioners, so you know, you expand your abdomen. Now I want to inhale through your nose, expand your diaphragm as much as you can, bring a lot of air as much as you can, slowly, continuously, and expand the front of the wall, the sides of the wall, and the back of the wall. Of course, the front you feel much more, the sides so, and the back very little when you start practicing. So I want you please inhale and fulfill. You fill up all the abdominal cavity. Try not to do too high breathing on your chest. Try to really pull all that to your abdomen. And when you exhale, as Joseph Pilates teach, I want to put a little bit of resistance to the air, and it's not a, it's not a, it's no sound in the mouth. It's a, in the middle of your chest, you put a pressure. You kind of wanna, you squeeze a hose so the water goes a little bit with pressure. So you squeezing these holes here in your sternum, so you have the air going with pressure. These will activate all these muscles much more. So you please inhale and you expand everything. And when you exhale, you squeeze and shrink everything. Pretty good. So now I want you come, please, and you sit and you do exactly the same. Now I want you, actually, I'm sorry. Staying lying down, I want you do a bigger curvature. Put your hands back in front of your belly the way we started. So your thumbs are in your navel, your fingers are on your pubic bone, and the heels of your hands are in the pelvic bone or in the direction of that. And I want to make a big curvature in your back. Now, pay attention. What happened to your fingers and your thumbs? The relationship of them, they were pretty flat when you're neutral. Now you push your big curvature, your belly goes forward and your pubic bone goes down, right? Do you feel your fingers going out of alignment with your thumbs?
Yes.
Debbie? So
I'm
yes
trying
or
to
no?
make it quiet here with the garden.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So now I want you to tilt the opposite your pelvis, and you will suck your navel in, and you can contract your gluteus and make a flat back. You're really flattening your back. Do you feel that your thumbs are really going down and your fingertips go up? As you suck your navel in and you flat your back, your pelvis has a tilt back, so the navel goes lower than the pubic bone. Can you feel that or see that?
Yeah. No, but
Okay, so do it again. Go back to neutral, Debbie. Go back to neutral where your thumbs and the fingertips go aligned flat. So,
yeah.
and now you will suck your navel in and you squeeze your butt, tilting your pelvis. It's not a bridge. You're not lifting the butt. You're just tilting. So you are flattening your back. You are smashing your back against the floor. Do you see your thumb and your fingertips get off alignment?
Well, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I do.
good, awesome. So now I want you, please come up and you will do the same you do sitting. Just the neutral sitting, right? So you have an idea how it is to be sitting in neutral when you are anywhere in your car, in your restaurant, you're sitting, watching TV. What's the best way to benefit all your pelvic area? Sitting properly and giving relaxation to the entire system. So you sit, you don't need the towel anymore, and you will sit and sit in a way that you experienced there, sitting, lying down on the floor. So you have your sit bones really anchoring on the chair. You have a gentle curvature in your back, not exaggerated and not flat. So you don't roll your back. You have your sit bones touching the chair, all the weight is in them. And then, do you feel that? Kind of a neutral pelvis as you felt there lying down. And now I want you to tilt forward. The way we did it on the floor, I want you just make a big curvature. Some people are naturally like this all the time, right? So make a big curve. So you feel your pubic bone gets in and the abdomen projects forward, right? Bulge forward. So this is when you're hyper arching it's off balance anyways. And now you please tilt back. This the very last movement you did, you just tilt back. You suck your navel in and squeeze your butt and tilt your pelvis. So your navel goes back and your pubic bone projects forward. Can you feel that?
My gardener normally comes
That's
in the
okay.
morning.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. If you miss
Um,
anything, we can reinforce these in the
yeah,
end.
but I feel the tilt more sitting than I did laying. So
It happens.
yeah,
That's
and
okay. That's okay. Anything, Janice, to because I want you now do the same standing.
Mm.
Okay?
I think that the arched back one, I'm more prone to that one than the other one because I really do not
Okay.
like the other one at all.
Okay. And how about the neutral? You don't
Neutral, no, I like neutral the best. I mean,
neutral
obviously,
the
it felt better laying down.
Some people know. Some people are so used to do one extreme or the other that when they are in neutral, they feel absolutely uncomfortable.
Okay.
So what's important about this? Go standing and I will explain to you. What's important about this is that we will never be thinking about this when we are lying down or when you're sitting in a restaurant with your friends. But the importance of this that you do without thinking. So the importance of being talking about this is that if you exaggerate one posture or the other, you are affecting the performance of your pelvic floor. It's bad for your back, it's bad for your abdomen, it's bad for your posture, but here it's also bad for your pelvic floor because you are stressing the pelvic floor that already has a lot of work. Besides its own work that's releasing, right? All the things that they need to release and to and expand and contract when they need. But during the day and night, as we breathe, they are working. So I want you to find, please, your neutral position. If it's hard, go against a wall or a door that nobody will open. Go against the door or a wall, but if you can't feel, so try to feel the neutral. It's not exaggerate the big curve. It's not exaggerate your tucking under, flattening the back. It's kind of a comfortable position in between where you feel, and as much as you do that, you feel more and more you're neutral. People call them normal, right? And now I want you, please do a big curve. Big curve. Try not to compensate with your chest. Otherwise, your spine, your upper spine is doing the movement. I want you really tilt the pelvis the way you did when you're lying down, because when you are on the floor, your chest can't help. So I want you just do the movement of your pelvis without much of compensation on your upper body. Big curve. And now please tuck under. Hard to tuck under, hard to make a big curve.
yeah, without engaging the chest.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because to make the curve, I want to lean back really,
Of course, we want to do the easiest, right? We all
Yeah,
want.
so without engaging the chest, it's
Yes, yes. The bonus of all this mobility is to have more ability in our intimate relationships. As much as we have mobility on our pelvis, of course, you have a lower back healthier, you have a pelvic floor that healthier, you have an abdomen that won't be bulging, right? Just postural bulging. And of course, you have a better intimate relationship because these muscles are always ready to do their job. Okay?
yeah.
All right, nice. You can sit now, please. Yeah, very nice. So this is how you do to find your neutral spine, right? This is what you do and then mixing the pelvic posture that you did, lying down, sitting and standing, the proprioception with the towel that you did in the beginning. Now I will give you a couple of exercises, okay? So first of all, I wanna tell you how you can activate. But let me say one thing before everything else. The pelvic floor has an optimum tension and flexibility. If it's tight, it's too much tight, it's no good. It's hard to eliminate feces and urine, and it's hard to have pleasure when you are in intimate relationship. It's too tight. If it's too loose, it's no good too, because then you can't control the bowel movements, you can't control you have incontinence, right? Leakage and incontinence, and you don't have much of pleasure in your intimate relationship because it's flabby, like our arm here, right? It's muscle, it's the same, it gets flabby. So we are now trying to give to this pelvic floor those bunch of muscles, as Debbie said, huge muscles that involve the entire body, right? The entire bottom of our body. It's make them be flexible and strong. So one thing that you can do to check, it's kind of a gauge your pelvic floor, is when you wake up, the first pee you have in the morning, you wait until the first flux go and you interrupt. And you have your ears very, very open to see if you listen to any sounds on your toilet. Some people has the feeling that's very, very, very good for them, the feeling, the local feeling. Some people don't have much. So go from your ears. So you're start peeing, interrupt. And then you listen to if there is any leakage. Maybe you don't have leakage when you cough, when you run, when you get a big weight, or you don't have this leakage, but maybe the pelvic floor start showing some weakness. When you're peeing and you squeeze, and the pelvic floor is circular, right? Sometimes it's just one portion of the muscle. So I don't want you use these as an exercise. Oh, every morning I go and when I pee, I hold. Some people do this as an exercise. Why? Because if you do that, you will start making a tense and constrict pelvic floor. And then it will be affecting your bladder. The bladder will start holding the end of the urine in the bottom, and this is what brings continuous infections. Okay, so you don't want to do this as an exercise. Once a month, you do this just to check. Oh, I'm feeling weird. I put the key in my door and I need to run. Let me check. Let me check how is my. Oh, yeah. I put all my power to interrupt the urine, but I still listen that is running some urine. I need to do some work better with that. And I'll tell you the work in a second. Okay. So, and because we don't want too tight,
Uh,
and we don't want to lose. We want active and flexible as any other muscle, right? So you see the bodybuilders, they do only make a lot of exercise, so the muscles get short, right? They can't even move their arms because they don't work much the flexibility because they want to bulk. That's their intention. We don't want to make this in our pelvic floor. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, it's the same. We have the same pelvic floor, just with a little difference, of course, with the sexual organ, okay? But it's the same function. So now I wanna, let me bring I want to do two more exercises. One you can see in your handout, one is the claw visualization, and the other one is the Kegel and the wrong Kegel that I want to talk to you about. So the claw visualization is, do you know when you go to Denny's and you see that stuffed animal machine and there is a claw? So I like that visual of the claw being the pelvic floor. Okay, it's a visualization. It's not what happened for real. So the claw is there, and then you go and you put the token, and the claw goes to grab the stuffed animal. So I want you can use the towel, you can use the ball, you can use a pair of socks that you make a ball with a pair of socks, whatever it is. And if you want to know the right ball, I'll tell you. So you go and you will imagine you'll be sitting, sometimes sitting in the crossing legs position, right? It's good on the floor or on a chair. And then you go, and you can do now. I want you imagine that's the claw, and there is a stuffed animal, and you will open the claw. So I want you go and visualize and feel in your pelvic floor, you opening the claw. So you are stretching your pelvic floor. And now you found the little animal you want, and you go and you squeeze. You will grab that stuffed animal, grab it, and you bring the animal close to the palm of the claw. So you are really suspending, as we saw that the pelvic floor does, suspending the pelvic floor, grab the animal and go all the way up in the direction of your diaphragm. There is nothing that will go there, but the energy, the pulling energy is what I want you start feeling. So let's do it again, okay? So just visualize that your pelvic floor works like the claw of those stuffed animal machine. So you go and you will open first. You open and stretch the muscle. You're opening all those, that area is opening and flat. And then you go and you visualize a stuffed animal, can be a ball, can be the towel, and you squeeze strongly, and you squeeze strongly, 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 and you pull the stuffed animal very close to the palm of your hand, and you pull the stuffed animal towards your diaphragm. And when it's there, very slowly, you release and relax. Can be easier, certain phases can be not so easy, certain days will be easier than others. What I want you to take from today is that we have 3 phases. We have the phase that you stretch, you have the phase that you contract, and you have the phase that you relax. It's very important that you respect the 3. It's very easy, people teaching pelvic floor work, and they skip the relaxation. They skip that phase. And that phase is very important because it's the moment that the pelvic floor gets prepared for the next cycle. Okay? Did you feel the claw? Did you feel the stuffed animal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
No.
So the last exercise, I want to just make a comment with you because it's the same you just did. It's the right and wrong Kegel. What does it mean, right and wrong Kegel? Wrong Kegel is the Kegel people do squeezing the butt.
Mm.
That's what the people think they're doing the Kegel. You have no idea. I think, if I'm not making a mistake, every single person that came to me with leakage, but I do my Kegel, Katya. Tell me how you do. Bang, wrong. I don't remember any person that came to me because they have incontinence. they have incontinence because something is iffy in the pelvic floor, right? If it's not a different disease, but we are talking here about this kind of a muscular dysfunction. So, oh, you do your Kegel. Since I had my baby, I do every day. How? Right? So, and you guys told me when I do my gluteus, I don't feel when I do the towel, I don't feel my gluteus. It's really a good relationship when one works, the other one doesn't. So the wrong Kegel, if you have a friend, and do you know what, girls? We need to open some of these conversations with some women. Not to say I have a incontinence. Do you have incontinence? But like I was reading other day, or I am in a class and we are talking about women's health. And do you know it's very common leakage and it's avoidable. So if one of your friends have it, they will come in private to you. It's like avoidable. I've been struggling with this for 3 years. Oh, you don't need to use a diaper or a special pad. You don't need it. You can work your muscles and then you're free. That's what hurts me the most is the avoidable problems, right? This is one. Okay? Any question?
So the claw visualization one, instead of stopping the stream, that one we can do every day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
Debbie.
that claw one is the one we should be doing every day. The stopping of the stream, you're suggesting that we only do that once a week, once a month, or
whenever
depending.
you need. You feel like, do you know what? I've been finding some drops in my panties.
Yeah.
I've been feeling la la. When I wake up, parara. When I park my car, I have to run because it's right. So it's just when you feel like.
Okay.
But I've been doing this pelvic floor work with men and women, and you will be surprised how fast you get when let me just find here the last one. Sorry. You'll be surprised how fast the body responds. Any question?
No, I and I know when we've done the pelvic floor exercises in the past, it has really helped. And then I forget to do them, and then I see it. So now I'm gonna do the claw one.
Yes.
Try to get that in every day, several times a day if I can.
Janice, any question?
I just want to make sure I have you stretch to go down and get the toy, and then you contract and you pull the toy up, and then you relax. Then
Slowly, like you are opening the claw and releasing the stuffed animal.
Slowly. Okay.
Because these muscles, they don't respond like our biceps. They're delicate, right? So some muscles take a while. Some fibers are stronger, some fibers are weaker. So we need to really contract and hold the contraction. And I don't like numbers. Don't focus in numbers. Focus in feeling. Focus in what's going on down there. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why numbers? Who told you that in 5 seconds your muscle, the weak part of your muscle will respond? Who told you? It's 5, it's 10, it's 8, it's 12. So feel it. The time you'll be distracted in numbers, you be feeling and really squeezing and oh yeah, and a month later you do the toilet test and it's like, oh my god, I don't hear that anymore, right? So I want to just remind you that this is a series, right, of master classes. And today we had the core posture pelvic floor. And we have the EFT, we have the Ho'oponopono, and the breathing for inner peace are the 3 other ones that you signed up for, right? So I want to just remind that it's coming, it's coming. Any
Yay.
question, anything you want to say, because if you down the road in a month or whatever, 3 months or whatever, you feel like, I have a question, never hesitate to contact me. Okay, or something that you felt a little bit uncomfortable telling here, mainly because we are recording, you just come to me and ask me. And if you need any specific exercise, there is a part of a pelvic floor exercise that you can use your fingers to really feel the power of the contraction, right? You can do that, but it's for some people it's a little bit too much, it's aggressive, they don't want, they're not used to touch themselves. So we kind of not don't say this openly, but there are some specific exercises that I can teach you depending on how open you are for different ways of testing. That there is nowadays there are devices that you control on your phone, and you just introduce that little device, and with your phone you put the pressure you want and you contract, and that device opens a little bit, like inflates, and some people need the number 7 to feel it, and then they squeeze, and on the phone you see how much strength you have.
Oh,
So you see it and you feel it. It's like a biofeedback kind of thing. And then you see that you're getting better when you have to deflate a little bit, you continue feeling. And you deflate a little bit, you continue. So there are lots of things, because this is a big deal, right? There are women very young, less than 40 years old, that they are using diapers. And it's not necessary, right? We can really make these muscles strong and give freedom. There are people that wherever they go, first thing they do is to look where the bathroom is. This is kind of a lack of freedom, right? You don't go anywhere, everywhere, because, and you need to know if the car, it's a road trip, how many times I have to stop, where they stop, or I have this diaper, but this diaper just holds 8 hours or 6 hours. And if I need to stop before, if I get a traffic jam, it's a disaster. So there are people suffering with this. There are people suffering. So I highly recommend you to provoke this conversation, even if it's just like like, oh, I was reading, there's so many people struggling. Did you know? Live this way and see, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of your friends will be like, wow, she knows something that I need to know. And this person probably will come to you. Oh, I learned so many things I didn't know about. So the person will be like, okay, I need to know more. And you will save that person from all this discomfort, right? Let's help each other, right?
Okay,
Anything else?
sounds good.
Anything
No,
else? No?
I
Okay.
think that's good.
Yes,
But yeah,
awesome.
this was a great refresher for me because I had stopped and I need to get back to it. After that road trip, yeah, we were every 2 hours,
That's okay.
not only for me, but for
Yeah,
but,
that's okay. That's okay.
but yeah, it's like, and I drink so much water that
That's okay. So now you have the handout. You
yeah,
have the videos that you so quick to watch again. You have the handout that's just 2 pages to check, and they have the pictures to remind you. And you have the slide deck. The slide deck just shows you the exercise we did today, and it gives you a refreshing, right? Like refresh your memory to, oh, I never did this again. Oh, I'll do this, I'll do that. So you
yeah.
have everything we discussed, you have in your hand, so you can use. And you know my number, you know how to find me, right? So we can be in touch. We will be in touch
mm.
and talk about this better and deeper. Okay.
Okay, I have my bathroom note now.
What's your bathroom notes? Tell me what's written.
It says, do the claw now. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, so that it would impress in my brain whether I'm doing it in the bathroom or wherever I am sitting. But it's like a reminder that do it.
And do you know, Janice, you are downloading something in your computer. Deb, you're downloading something in your computer. You're waiting for the microwave. Do you know, we don't need to stop to do certain exercise. You are brushing your teeth. Do you know, you're having a shower. There are some
Got my note too.
You're having some dead times, right? You are waiting to boil some water. You're there looking at the water to boil. Do a couple.
Yeah.
Always remember to relax. It's not contract, contract, contract only. Okay? Always remember to relax. And when possible, you open. Okay? Always remember that. Otherwise, you have a tight pelvic floor. You don't want this. You don't want to get old age and have a tight pelvic floor. That's no fun.
Yeah,
Not
this
to
is
lose,
just a little reminder to do that, you know, on a, you know, like you said, standing and brushing your teeth, taking a shower. You can do it anywhere. It's just I need a reminder to do it. You know.
Girls, it was as always a pleasure to be with you guys.
Likewise.
And it was awesome. I'm very happy that we had the chance to share this information that's so valuable for women any age. And if you can spread the conversation, and maybe they can come to YouTube and they can watch the video, it'll be awesome. We can help others, right? Not to struggle. Okay. We came to Earth to be happy, at peace, and enjoying. So anything that we can do for others to do the same, it's a gain, right?
It's good.
I leave you guys with a mwah, kiss, a big hug, and I'll see you next time.
Next week.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.